everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nita, and if you're new to my channel, I'm an anxious doodler. I started this channel to encourage people to doodle because doodling, drawing, any artistic hobby is a great way to take your anxiety and direct it into creating something beautiful. As the title already says, it's another bullet journal style video, and I think October is a time, well, at first I was like, October is about Mahatma Gandhi. Well, yes, it is. October is 2nd is Gandhi Jayanti. And then I was like, would it be such a boring theme to talk about peace and love when YouTube is supposed to be an exciting platform? But I figured it took me some time to realize that October was the month in which we used to have our dussehra holidays in school. And dussehra, for me, when you live in Bangalore, dussehra is Mysore, and Mysore is, well, it's elephants. And I love elephants, especially, I don't know how to put it, but they are just fascinating creatures. They're huge, they're amazing, but when you actually sit next to them, they have a very affectionate vibe about them. I don't even know if I'm making sense, but they are very affectionate creatures. They take care of their own, and they are very in Mowgli, they are actually referred to, I think, the spirit of the forest. I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong, and leave a comment below and let me know what were the elephants referred to in Jungle Book. Now, I have been this kind of person who literally starts fidgeting and drawing on sheets of paper at an office meeting, or if you keep me waiting in the doctor's room. From childhood, I've been this kind of person. If I get bored in class, I start drawing on the last page of my books. If you're that kind of person, you know who you are. Leave a comment below. Leave a heart emoji below, because that would really help me keep doodling for you. So, but a while back, maybe a year back, I took a Madhubani class, in which one of the last projects was an elephant, and an elephant, well, I never managed to complete it. So because I never managed to complete it, I figured, why not transfer the idea into my journal? So one of the main features of Madhubani art that I absolutely love is because it is very much in line with my kind of drawing. It is clear black outlines, maybe not in every situation, but clear outlines, color blocks, and really beautiful nature-inspired patterns. And one of the most distinct features of Madhubani art is trees, fishes, elephants, and birds. Yeah. So that's why I absolutely adore Madhubani art, because even though I'm not a major fish eater, I love my fish drawings. I love elephants. I love my trees. I love my leaves. I love nature overall, and it has a very distinct pattern. Madhubani art has a very distinct characteristic to it, which is usually characterized by its clear black outlines, and that's very much in line with how I love to draw my doodles. Clear black outlines filled with color blocks. I know I promised you in my last video that I was gonna make simpler doodle patterns, but it's October, it's dussehra, and I love my elephants. I still remember one of my favorite parts of going to Mysore was actually going to the palace just to get to see the palace elephant. There used to be an elephant at the palace before. I don't know if it's still there. But one of my favorite things was actually seeing the elephant right there, because in spite of being so big, there was just something so affectionate about it. And there was also this recent viral video where the elephant tamer passed away, and the elephant actually went to the tamer's funeral just to pay respects to the old man. And I think that was something, it was a really emotional video. And I think we need to acknowledge that even though we don't understand animals tend to understand us better than we give them credit for. A quick note to the technique I'm using in this particular part is I wanted to create a watercolor effect on my drawing without actually using watercolors. I wanted to use the brush pen to create watercolor effect, and I wasn't sure how to do it because I have used polythene sheet flipping technique before, but this was in a more controlled space and I wasn't sure how I was going to go about doing it. So what I did is I took my brush pen and I dipped it into the palette and I mixed a little water with the fluffy brush and started spreading it. And this isn't, well, I realized my fluffy brush was a problem because, to be honest, it's very old and it was clogging up all the water and I wasn't sure what I needed to do. So I quickly, halfway through, I pretty much shifted from using a fluffy brush into using a flat brush because there is more control. I love my flat brushes. There is more control in just spreading color while using a flat brush. Maybe it's just me, but I love my flat brushes. So I've had a lot of anxiety attached to using sketch pens while coloring over the years because I don't even know how to put it. It's like it gives you this very overlapped effect and I never used to like it. I used to think that it's ugly for some reason, but over the years I've realized you can use the overlapping effect of sketch pens or brush pens to create beautiful textures. And I just want to show you a close-up of how not so perfect my coloring skills are, but that's okay because the whole goal of creating a journal or just drawing or doodling anything is to help you clear your mind of the unnecessary thoughts that create anxiety spirals. At least that's why I started actively doodling, and I think it's been helping me a lot, and I seriously recommend to anybody who wants to start doodling. So one of the things about the dussehra elephants, specifically the temple elephants also, I guess, is that they're usually decked up with gold and red ornaments, and I think especially during dussehra they use red in the umbrellas that they mount on the elephants. So I decided to stick to using red and yellow for filling in most of the ornaments, and I used a brown pen to fill in the details that you will see in the later part. So like every other journaling artist, I had to write myself a quote to inspire myself. And like I did last month, so this month, since it's October and I did mention Gandhi, I did want to give a special shout out to his quote, "Be the change you wish to see in this world." And that has always inspired me to be true to myself so that I can be true to others. Be the change. If I want this world to be a good place, then I need to be a good person so that I can inspire others to be better than me. So I'm honestly not someone who can track my daily activities, so I do not make daily spreads because I am not a daily person. I honestly do not keep my journal to track micro habits or to track small things. I almost regret putting a mood tracker in my previous spread because it doesn't make sense, because I know I'm not going to be using my journal to track daily habits. If I do that, I know for some reason it just builds up on my anxiety, so I don't, because then I will go into an anxiety spiral and I will start telling myself that I am worthless and I don't want to build and I will never amount to anything. So instead of going into an anxiety spiral, I decided not to make it a daily journal. So instead, I'm really happy to just keep a small space to help me keep track of future appointments that I need to attend or important holidays, because we all love the holidays. And also, I'm just happier with a mini calendar. I write 1 to 30 at one go, and then I use a marker just to highlight the weekend so that I can figure it out at first go which day of the week it is. Yeah, also, one more thing is that I also decided I reached that point where I constantly got tired of flipping between the brush pen and the paintbrush. So I decided to dip the brush tip directly into the water and then spread it. Now the downside to it is that the water will clog your brush tip and you will run out of color eventually, which means you will have to give yourself tiny breaks if you're gonna directly dip your brush tip into the water. And this is not a process I recommend, because not all brush pens will respond the same way to being dipped in water. I know I said I don't keep a daily log, but I do keep a weekly log. And I'm not a micro planner. I don't obsess over micro details of my life. I usually am a more macro, larger picture kind of person. So daily planner makes no sense for me in any which ways. So I usually do prefer having weekly blocks, just like I've done before in the past. I never used to make a planner for daily activities. I used to track my daily activities at one point, but I realized it's pointless because I would probably sit 3 days later and write down all the activities that I did in the 3 days. I'm not going to sit with my planner on a daily. So I usually keep a weekly log, and I like to be a micro planner, which means if I don't get the job done on Tuesday, it's okay to do it on the Thursday. I am not a daily planner. You get my point, right? I don't like postponing things, so I don't give it too much of stress. I don't want to spiral into an anxiety spiral. So micro planning is good for people with anxiety. And of course, I'm not someone who does brain dumps in my journals, but I've realized that a month is 4.5 weeks, which means I will still be left with an empty blank page. So I decided to leave myself a reminder on the last page. Of course, I left a very big blank space for notes, but I also wrote myself a self-love reminder that self-love is also making the time to heal. Because no matter what you do, what you suffer, what difficulties you go through life, it is important to make the time and space to clear your head, to heal the pain, and then move forward to live a better life. So now, keeping in theme with the beautiful tree that I drew, I figured I might as well draw a nice big stalk, and I had no clue what I was doing, but I just figured I could draw something because I wasn't sure. I didn't want to leave it as blank green squares in the middle of nowhere. I really wanted to fill a little bit of detailing, so I put in a few weekly stickers, and then I put in a nice extra long vine-like sapling. I don't know what to call it. It's just like a vine with leaves. So, as I come to the end of this beautiful bullet journal setup, I'm a beginner, you're probably a beginner too. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to share it with someone who likes to draw. Bullet journaling is a great way to practice your art, and it's a great way to practice your creativity. Nothing screams creativity like doodles. Doodling has the least amount of expectations. Doodling is random. Doodling is not supposed to be perfect. And you don't have to worry about making mistakes. You just have to try it out. Anyhow, if you liked this theme, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram account. And also, don't forget to share a picture of your drawing if you attempt the same. You can DM me directly on Instagram and let me know how you liked it. And if you have any suggestions for future themes, don't forget to let me know. Until next time, bye!